It's been a few years since we
Probably about
spoke.
3.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed Kick-Ass last night and recognized the degree of difficulty involved.
It wasn't an easy
No.
film to make, but
No, but did you have a very sure handle on the tone that you were going for?
I think you had to. You couldn't. You know, the problem about this movie was I don't want to sound arrogant, but if it was the sort of thing that if you have 2 degrees off in either direction,
Correct.
it could have been absolutely dreadful. So it was, you know, the good thing is when you write the screenplay, that's when you get you should get the tone right.
Explain to me exactly how the three of you worked together. Mark Millar and the other guy's name is...
Well, Mark, they did the comics, so Mark and John...
So they didn't help you with the screenplay at all?
Well, no,
Explain
the weird
it to
thing
me.
is, it's unusual because they were writing the comic as we wrote the script.
Right.
So
I got very confused when you explained this.
Yeah, so Mark Millar wrote the comic. Well, he came up to me with the idea for the comic. I said, that's fantastic. And then he writes an outline for all the comics, so I read the outlines, and that was enough for me to go off and write the script. And then he would read the script, and we even though we were doing a 120-page document, and his was, I don't know how long a comic it is, but we just exchanged ideas, and he took my good ideas, I took his good ones, and sort of...
Very unusual.
It was... You know, there's been nothing usual about the process of making this movie, so...
Well, the fact that you were a producer for such a long time, working on scrappy, if you like, independent films, did that make a big difference in terms of your being able to go out and pull this
well, it
off?
gave me the confidence to say, you know what, guys, if the studios ain't going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I was getting so disillusioned with the film industry in the sense of Hollywood. It's really...
Well, Stardust must have beat you up a little bit.
Stardust, well, the thing I didn't like about, Stardust was tough to make because I wasn't used to having to listen to so many different opinions, and I don't mind hearing opinions, but what's odd is when you get given notes which can say make it happy and sad, and you're like, I can only do one, you know, but there's such a political, you know, Hollywood is such an, you know, I dabble in politics in England, and once you've been doing the Hollywood stuff, it's so easy because it's there's normally a little bit of logic, and I think I really do think the business has to change. I mean, they're now beginning to admit that they have to change it, but it's...
What if this is the new model?
I generally think it is. That's something because everyone's talking about Avatar being the future of the film industry. I couldn't disagree.
No, it's the future of the studios.
Yeah.
The studios is one thing.
But
everybody else is something else.
Yeah, but I think even the studios can't afford to make $600, $700, $400 million movies a year, because if it was going to take 2 or 3 of them not to work, and
there's only one Jim Cameron.
Yeah, exactly. And District 9, I think, is another example of the same model. You know, you make a movie for around $30 million, which can then go off and be actual, you know, can be commercially viable. If you do the movie for 30, the DVD business is good enough to make your money back. It's, you know, all the things that Hollywood needed to, for their security blanket for when they make these, you know, these huge blockbuster turkeys. We can, you know, if you make a movie for 30 million and put it through the Hollywood system, you've got the blanket again.
But again, it seemed like you did set out to make a commercial film, and you set out with an audience in mind.
Yes.
And you hit it on the head as far as look at how it was received here.
Yeah, no, it was... I mean, what has been bizarre, actually, is I made this movie 100% for what I call the 17 to 40-year-old male, and it was fun for me because I thought I'm going to make a film that I'm not going to even pander to what women or females would want to see on the screen. But what's been bizarre is it's actually testing as strongly, if not better, with women than men.
That's what Lionsgate was saying, but testing is one thing, getting them into the theater is another.
Oh, God knows I didn't intend to get them into the theater at all. And that's but what's happening is, especially I could say in England, like our reviews from women, from all the female magazines, where I didn't even want them to come to see it, like the sort of the Glamour or the Graziers, I don't know if you had them over here, but the Elle, Vogue, and they've all gone bananas over Hiccup. I think that's what it is. They see a strong female character who really is kicking ass more than anybody else, and I think they like the father-daughter relationship and the father-son relationship, and I don't know what it is, but
I like the parallel parent-child relationships. It's almost like and Mark Strong is hilarious.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
I've not seen him be this funny before.
Mark is one of the most talented. It's probably, I remember Ian McKellen on Stardust. One of the reasons Ian agreed to do the narration was he said, I've been dying to work with Mark Strong for years. I mean, he is the actor's actor.
But he's specialized in, obviously everybody's putting him in these bad men roles.
Just playing these villains.
Yes, but this is another, I mean, this is like the kid, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, is pushing his dad around, you know, in a way. And so is the little girl with Nick Cage. And Nick Cage is doing something I've never seen him do before.
Well, Cage is being, it's funny, what this movie, I think one of the reasons this movie's worked is we were all allowed to do what we were good at. And we didn't, as I said, no one was interfering or trying to dilute it or try to put, as I said, I didn't try to make this for women. As I said, I'm going to make this movie for what the movie should be. Nick had the same attitude, and Nick brought so much, his idea to do the Adam West style voice, not mine, and and I could tell he felt comfortable because we were saying, Nick, be yourself. We're not going to put any handcuffs on you.
All right, so the one question I have is, where in the movie or what kind of debate did you have about what was the, and I know this is so lame, I understand, the psychological impact of killing all those people on this girl. I know it's a comic book, okay?
You're right.
But it's still an aspect of this story.
Yeah, it's an anchor of the story is, I would say, where it came from. I mean, the weird thing is, what you have to try and not understand, but accept, or is it's a character. You know, it's a character that is a 5-year-old girl that is being brainwashed and trained to become an assassin.
Like Femme Nikita,
like Femme Nikita, but on a, you know,
younger
and a more crazy.
Or Alias or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also it's a nutcase doing it as well. That's the difference. It's a guy who's lost his mind
revenge
in
fantasy
prison. Includes her, and exactly, and he's a victim of, you know, and revenge is also, I think, when people do things in the name of revenge, it seems to become far more acceptable than if it was, you know, they're not doing this to make money, they're not doing this to further their careers, they're doing this to get rid of drug dealers that had ended up making them, you know, the mother and the wife die. And it's one of the things I found fascinating in the comic was when I read the Hit Girl character. I was like, I don't know why, but I'm finding this the most compelling thing, seeing an 11-year-old girl swear and kill people, but while at the same time watching a father-daughter relationship. You know, they've just exchanged Barbie dolls for knives and